A big challenge with AI, obviously you mentioned powering AI data centers, right? Are we too reliant on China for these elements, and how do we actually start bridging the gap here in terms of making sure there's enough power for these programs?
Well, that's actually what's scary about it. So the Library of Congress had a book series, and Eric Schmidt came and talked about his book Genesis. Anybody interested in AI, read that book. I think it just opens up the geopolitical side of AI. And it's really like three societies have the ability to do it, the brain power, the capital. One would be Europe, and he would say Europe's chosen not to compete because of its energy policy and its regulatory policy. So Europe is just kind of off the... Matter of fact, the European Union and the US had the same economy in 2008. We're now 75% bigger because some of the Green New Deal stuff that they did in Europe. And so the other one is either us or China. And whose values do you want? Because all these platforms have to speak to each other. So one platform is going to win out. It's almost like having the dollar being or the RMB from China being the world currency. That's that important. And so we have to find a way, I think, if we can, and that's what all of my hearings have been. AI, I mean, Eric Schmidt, I don't think is a conservative Republican. I never asked him his politics, but I wanted him to come speak to a committee, because if you just bring, I've got a right-wing think tank and a left-wing think tank, and you have a committee hearing and they argue back and forth, then everybody kind of goes to their corner. So I wanted someone who kind of comes from, I think his wife is actually involved in the National Armed Forces Defense Council and some other, I wanted somebody from that background to come to say, we have to win the battle for AI. And he would say this because it's in his book, and he said it. If we win the battle for AI, AI is going to solve climate change. It's going to give us the models and the things that are going to come out to solve climate change. And so we need to make this first and foremost. All the energy that we can have, we need it now.
Well, what does
and so
that
we
look
need
like?
to have wind and solar. We need to have it all.